kind of bored right now. I want to stream. Then I was like, but I already streamed today. Then I also thought to myself, so what? Let's chill. We'll just do another one. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do another one. See, that's the beauty of VODs, is that even if, you know, anyone misses the stream, we're still good. So, welcome back. We have some work to do here. First of all, we need to get the communications stuff done. So we're gonna launch a rocket to do that. Is the plan that I have currently. I'm such a great streamer. Anyway, this is what I built. It's kind of bored, so it's the exact same rocket as we had, so nothing's different. So let's chill. Send this up. This will handle our stuff. Sorry, I'm just getting the stream up on my phone so I can see the chat and stuff. So anyway, send this up. We are not doing great on money, if I'm being honest. But the bright side is the money's gonna start rolling in, guys. I got a feeling, and by feeling I mean I got a knowledge. Money's gonna start to roll up. So we're not gonna do anything too crazy today, because, well, for this stream, because I know that we'll probably get a lot less people watching, because we're kind of doing it at a time we don't normally stream. So I mostly just want to do some of the basic like contracts that we just got to get out of the way. So that's what we're going to be doing. Nothing too crazy. For example, we are doing the telecommunications contract that we need for our early commercial applications. So let's get that done. And then we're going to move on and launch our interplanetary missions, which is going to be so exciting. We're going to Mars and Venus is the plan. And that is almost certainly where we will stop today, is once we arrive to Mars and Venus. So I look forward to it. We're doing we're gonna have a nice short little fun stream today. That is all. So flight plan on this one is the same as it always is. We are using our Centaur stage, which is just an absolute powerhouse for this. We're doing the Moscow Paris and the Soviet television systems. So that's what we're working on. We're going to enter into a super high orbit here, polar orbit, so we can cover as much of the Earth as possible. And we're good. Oh, I need to make sure. Yep, I still have infinite electricity on. I was testing a couple things before the stream, and yeah, I had that on. So that's good that I remembered that, because that would have kind of sucked. So we're going to try and circularize our orbit now. We have just some monopropellant thrusters, but that's all we need for this system. So no worries on that front. This circulation burn is going to take a century. So we're going to time warp through this. So yeah. This is exciting. I know I've been streaming a lot. Like, I actually think possibly I'm streaming too much. And my sleep is officially postponed. I'm sorry. I did want to. I've been really enjoying the game, which is kind of a problem because it's like I want to just play it a lot, and I don't have really much going on right now. So it's like, you know, what's a man to do? All right, we're gonna point at the sun here. Looks like our retrograde will point us the closest. Yes, it will. So we're positive on power. That's good, but welcome, Totoro. Appreciate you being here. Let's quickly time warp until we have our connection here. There we go. We're not getting that connection done. It's slightly worrying. We need that. Why is it only one way? Huh. Oh. We had our RCS on, so we swapped directions. That's great. Okay. We need to stop there. Turn on that and just hold this orientation. There we go. Positive power. Okay. For some reason we're not connecting there. Well, we kind of are. I don't think we don't need a lot of uptime for this to work. Like I think we'll end up with this, with completing this contract even. Yeah, see that one's done. What do we have to average over the last 7 days? I don't know. This one we do not have great uptime on, if I'm being honest. Kind of warping more than I'd like to here. Yeah, because as the Earth changes, what are we missing? We're missing Moscow to... Okay, let's see what's happening. Power limited. Would need 11.5 watts. Max of that. How do I change that? Maybe I need to make my orbit a bit lower. Let's try that. Let's lower the orbit down. Like, I literally tested this in Sim and it worked fine, so I'm kind of confused. Lower the orbit to like 25 by 25 instead. See if that does anything for us. Gotta remember to point at the sun here. Just freaking pick one. Plenty of RCS fuel. Okay. So, let's warp to here. And lower us down. This is frustrating because I tested this and it was working. But for some reason we're not getting connection here. I honestly, like, this is definitely one of the systems I understand the least in RP-1. So, forgive me for that. Alright. We are circularized. So, let's activate this. Alright, let's see if we get a good connection now. Yes, we are getting a good connection now. Okay, so we were too high up. There we go. We're done. Contract complete. Took us 18 days, but we did it. Hooray. Well, well, well. Are you still streaming? Should have rated me a little Enzyme. How was your stream? You streamed for an hour. That was sick. Everybody, or anybody that's watching, go follow Little Enzyme. It's my girl. One of the best streamers of all time, to be sure. Okay, early commercial applications done. Second gen we can claim now. We'll take it at fast. We're probably not going to get it done, but that's okay. We need the money very bad, so that's okay. Okay, now we look towards... No. Wait, so you are still streaming? Or you're not? I'm confused. I don't know. Anyway. Let's build our interplanetary mission now. which is quite exciting. Either I'm bugging or your connection is little buns. Is it? Which is quite exciting. Either I'm bugging or your connection is little buns. I don't think it is. Is anyone else having issues with this stream? My stuff looks fine. Yeah, my upload and everything looks good. Oh, okay. Alright, we need this guy. I quickly look at these. Where can we see this? In sunlight. Yeah, we're fine. So at Mars, how do we have perpetual aviation? That doesn't make any sense. Or how do we have perpetual? Oh, because of these. Okay. In sunlight. Ooh. That's with activated comms, though. If we have that shut down, I can't adjust for that. Doesn't know the difference. Okay. Does that count with that as well? Yeah. Okay. We need to make these slightly bigger then. Yeah, we're never gonna make them big enough. Let's do some antenna planning here. Really? Even with the updated thing? Really? We need 55 to be able to do that? Huh. Communications might be an issue. I'm just thinking now. Power generation is more of an issue. Well, communications is fine. The power is much less fine. I mean, we can just keep making these bigger, but it's just going to end up in a position where we're not doing great. Shoot. So yeah, I mean, we produce this half as much power. Now, with shutdown avionics, I think we'd be okay. I think we're gonna have to go. I think we're gonna have to hope and pray here. Alright, let's build this thing. Oh, we have something that's untooled. Let's tool that. Alright. Our Mars probe is being built. BRB. Sounds good. Right now I want this. So yeah, I don't know how we're gonna do here, but we'll see. Alright, how quickly can we build this? Fast, 45 days. Just slowed that down again, but that's okay actually. We need it ready in 92 days. So, we have some time here actually. That's gonna be our Mars mission. What else do we have to do? We're on to crewed lunar, so not a lot. I mean, we can build. How much more science do we need? Let's do a little strategy look at. We need 70. And we'd like that. We actually get RTGs. Hi, Key. These are probably a good idea. Well, we're not. It's too late to use them now, so there's no reason to. Thinking. So we need docking and crew transfer, and then we need. We'd like this upgrade to the J2. We don't need it, but it'd be nice. And then that's it. Then we start building. So, how far does our research queue take us right now? 1968. We can get that down. Definitely get that down. And we can also design our Saturn V. So we have our pad building, our astronaut complex is upgrading. I don't think there's anything to do but just send this up, actually. Oh my goodness. This stupid crap. I have to maintain them for a year. Wait, no I don't. This is just gonna kill my rep now, because... But I have the requirements met. I don't know. I don't know how that stuff works. Like, that is seriously my weakest area of RP-1 for sure. So, I don't know. Alright, well, we're gonna go to our Earth-Mars transfer window here. And we'll need to start looking at Venus as well. Let's get to it. Let's get to a couple hours away. 16 hours is fine. Do we have the contracts accepted? This thing is going to orbit Mars, so we need that. Okay. Is there anything we're forgetting? Science, yes. But that's okay. We don't want to weight it down. The science we'll get from everything else we need for our lunar landing. We'll get that from sending up more orbiters and stuff like that, so that's not a necessity right now. Let's do a launch, shall we? We're at 777 followers right now. Okay. Well, we can skip a little bit. We want to be a little closer than this. We want to be like an hour out, ideally. Something like... That looks good. Alright, we want to launch into an injection land of 165.7. I already have that in. Cool. Why is control disabled? We don't have the pumps on the launch pad because I forgot to put them. Okay guys, I am a genius because I forgot to put those things back when we were testing electricity. Cool. Very cool. Alright, well, we're going to miss our transfer window by a couple of days, but I don't think that's actually the end of the world. I think we have the performance to make up for that. We can also put science on it, which is an upside, but it's frustrating. Yeah, cool. What an awesome, awesome mistake to make. Freaking, I took them off to look at the thing, and I guess I accidentally saved it like that. Yeah, we kind of need those. Alright, we'll be fine here. This isn't going to add much time. We will put a little bit of avionic or experimentation on this thing. I think we'll just do the light stuff, to be honest. Just for some extra science. I mean, we can do cosmic ray science, a radiation detector, and then... Wait, no. Those are only... What's the difference? I don't know. We're actually going to put a TV camera on it. That will get us a lot more science over time. And then we'll put a... we want the infrared radiometer too. So we want B.O.O.M science while we're in orbit. Whoa. No way that took away that much delta V, right? Does one of these like weigh a shit ton? No, not really. Where did our delta V go? Is our staging wrong or something? No, it's all correct. I swear we had way more delta V on this thing. What's wrong with it? Oh, the fuel. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Fill the tanks. Okay, then we're back. Okay, panic. Averted. I was like, where did we just learn? Where did we just lose 1,000 meters per second of delta V? Okay, we need to finish this as soon as possible. because our transfer window is quickly going away, which isn't great. But we'll be okay. We're not being 2 days off the transfer window is fine. I think. I hope. I mean, we're going to be off perfect efficiency, but we had excess delta V when I did this in sim, so I think we'll be alright. Close our alarm clock. We're going to launch into land, enable autopilot, and we're going to go. Maneuver planner eventually. We don't need landing info right now. Okay, guys. To Mars we go. This launch vehicle has been such a freaking workhorse for this program. I mean, it's done like everything. It's done our lunar landings, it's done Gemini, it's done you name it. Liftoff. Sick. Alright, let's go. I'm also now realizing that when we were looking at our electricity usage, that was counting the full stack. That was not counting the, I was not considering just the upper part. So I have a feeling we're actually totally fine on electricity. I think that was a misunderstanding there, so no worries there. We're going to jettison these fairings early, because we want to squeeze out as much performance as we can. We'll get rid of 2 of these so it doesn't look too terrible. Something like that. Because we want to have the performance. We'll let this do its thing, and while that does its thing, we're going to select Mars as our target. Okay. Yeah, we didn't miss the transfer. We're damn close. So. Okay, that's fine. Oh, this is also not... Okay, we're fine. This is also not correct because we're not in orbit yet, so it's not plotting the right course. So that's fine. I should have made it gold. Looks kind of stupid being steel, doesn't it? This engine has also been a workhorse. It's still not like the most reliable thing in the world. That's kind of crazy how... I mean, the RL-10s are insanely reliable. But, okay. There we go. That looks a lot better. As soon as possible, create node. Create node. Don't need to include the capture print. Create node. There we go. Okay. We need to activate our reaction control system. And we're going to execute node. Alright guys, we're going on our way. TMI, trans Mars injection. That doesn't sound quite right, but we're about to start our TMI burn, I guess. Too much information burn. So let's do that. Yeah, we don't need that anymore. So we're gonna need to use 300 meters per second on our top stage, which is fine. We can capture with like 2,500, I think. So we have some margin for error there. So, all is well so far. And we had an engine failure. Are you kidding? 98% chance, a 1.7% chance that happens. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. That is tragic. That is truly tragic. We're gonna miss our Mars transfer window. That is the case. I mean, what we'll try here, we can try and do something a little fancy here. We're already pretty messed up, but let's see if we can do this. This is a complete Hail Mary, so let's see if we can get something out of this spacecraft. Alright, we're on prograde. Let's try and spin it up. Try and spin it the best we can. Need to spin it fast. SAS is trying to counter us from spinning. Oh no, we're not controllable right now. We don't have control. Alright, spin, 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 spin. I have a feeling this is not recoverable. Especially with this spin rate. Alright. Let's see if we did enough. Yeah, not even close. There's nothing we can do to stop that. Okay, well, this is getting repurposed into a Earth orbiter, I guess. That is a failed mission, my friends. That is such an unfortunate freaking mission failure on that one. Freaking missed our Mars window there. Alright, well, what we'll do is we'll turn this thing into a Earth orbiter to get some of the science we haven't done in Earth's orbit yet. Like, we haven't done any of this stuff in Earth's orbit. Well, we haven't done these two, so we can use it for that. Make it, give it a super high orbit, just like that. And it can also be a communications relay. It's not really good for that, but it can. It's got plenty of power. Yep. Man, that sucks. Alright, well, it's gonna get us some science. We gotta look at the bright side with these. RIP, our first Mars mission. I don't think we have anywhere near enough time to get any of the stuff we need to do. What came in the mail today? We're looking forward to reload it. Oh, that'll be fun. I have not read it. That sounds good. I want to bash my head against the wall right now. I'm so unhappy about this. Let's see if we can find another one that's soon. How long do we have for this? I mean, we can do it here, which would be... It's in January. We're not gonna have it built by then. I mean, yeah, there's just nowhere that's efficient enough. Alright, well, Mars is gonna be a lot later then. We're gonna have to look forward towards Venus. Love the movie, and people are saying the book's even better. I've heard that. I've heard the book is super, super good. That's annoying. And it's kind of my fault, because I am pretty sure we're using the non-upgraded configuration of RL10 on this. Yeah, we are. So that's a little stupid of us. We can actually use the even better one. What's the reliability on this version? Oh, it's amazing. Well, it's actually not. This still has better reliability. But at max data, does this one... Yeah, that one has better at max data. And it gives us more efficiency, so we're going to buy that. Alright, well, we're going to make a Venus mission now. Which is the exact same. There's no difference in the actual rocket. The Delta V requirements are close enough, so... Guess we're going to Venus first instead of Mars, guys. Which we need to do that in 170 days. I mean, we have plenty of time to get this done, to be honest. Like, it's not the end of the world. It's just frustrating. It'll be done in 44 days. We have plenty of time for that. So I think what we're mainly doing here... I mean, let's get the unlocks going that we need. The one we absolutely need is docking and crew transfer. And I think we just look forward to doing our crewed lunar. I think that's all we can do. We'll have the pad ready for the Saturn V in 1980. So, it's not bad. Alright, let's get this thing built. Okay, money's coming in. Let's roll it out, just have it ready. We have 120 days till we need to do that. We need to get the astronaut complex going as quickly as possible. We need that to finish around the same time as this. Which it will. I mean, it doesn't... Nah, we actually need that done a little quicker. So we'll delay this till halfway through 1968. Which is fine. Admin building, this is ramping up. We're reaching our peak on that, and this is also ramping up, so... I mean, the money's coming. The money is coming. So, what are we missing? Saturn V. That's the main thing we're missing. I think it's time we start building one, guys. We have 2,900 tons to work with. Let's build a Saturn V, guys. And we can start looking towards Brood Lunar Orbit. Which is the flyby and the orbit. Which we can do in the same mission, that's easy. Launch a vessel with 2 crew and bring them back from the moon. Okay, that's easy. Yep, we can do all that. Okay. Good enough. We have 100 days on that. This is going to be done halfway through 1968. Same with that. So we'll launch our Venus mission and then we'll go into designing our moon rocket. I think is the most appropriate thing at this moment. Okay, we are going to turn this off. I don't know which one it is. Apple Info, that's one of them. Okay, you need to stop telling me when you're low on battery. I do not care. Who else? I don't think it's you. Who else is doing it? This. Yet. So no more messages from you. Okay, it's a lot better. Alright, we have 80 days till we're done with or till it's time for our Venus window. 44 days. 30. 15. 4. Okay, who's it now? Who's it now that's complaining? I want to figure all this out. We're both complaining. You're already off. So who else? You are also off. And who's complaining? I don't know who's complaining. All right, we got 3 days to our Venus transfer window. 23 hours. 10, 9. We can launch it. Well, let's launch now. Our ejection land needs to be 239.7. Okay. Good on that. We can get rid of our alarm. Let's go. Is it you? Might be you. I'd really like to just be able to turn this off for most of our vessels because I don't care that they're out of battery. That doesn't matter for what we're doing. But alright, here we go. 4 seconds to lift off for our Venus probe. We have the contracts, successful engine ignition. Let's go. This is not right. It's good I caught that. That would have been a bit of a disaster. Wow. We gained a lot of Delta V by putting that new RL10 on here. We gained like 300 seconds to Delta V. That's crazy. That's like incredibly good. You can also jettison this fairing and get even more. Yeah, 300 and... We actually can do we can do our transfer now with just the thing. We're actually overkill now. Alright, engines have lit. 99.34% chance of lighting on these, which is absurd, but we need it. Maneuver planner, let's pull that up, and let's target Venus while this burn is completing. Venus? Yeah, we're totally fine. I mean, we're gonna have excess Delta V for this mission, which is better than not. Actually, no we won't. We're actually... Yeah, we're about perfect. Couldn't be much different, actually, so that's fine. Alright, get rid of the autopilot. Maneuver planner can go over here. I'm trying my best to keep the screen a little more clear now. I feel like it's a little cluttered, but I guess that's just how it is. Alright, 1 minute, 30 seconds to burn. Please don't fail this time. It's about a 1% chance that we have a failure. Are you kidding me? Dude. There is no way. What? I mean, we can do another one of these. What the heck, dude? That is insanely bad luck. Yeah. I mean, it was... I mean, a little bit more, 1.4% of that engine failing, of having either engine fail. That is so absurdly unlucky, it's like comical. It is genuinely comical how unlucky that is. Well, let's try and build another one. We might be able to make it in this transfer window. I hope we can. I mean, the good thing is we're getting flight data, so the engines are becoming more reliable, but they can't be much more reliable than they are. I mean, that is just some of the worst luck I've ever seen in my life. This man was just not ever meant to go to another planet or something. Alright, R&D, we have some extra science. Not quite enough for that, but... Ooh, start building a we can start building a space station soon. It's exciting. We should also buy those. Should have been using those this whole time. Whatever. Alright, how long is that going to take? 45 days. Nothing we can do about it. I mean, we can rush it, actually. How much is that? 30 days? But it's so expensive. We can't afford it. Just can't. I can't afford anything right now. Yeah. Just going to have to full send it here. We are in debt, guys. We are currently in the red. That failure is really going to mess us up. But nothing we can do about it now. Let's just get this thing launched and pray. Okay. And then we can start designing our Saturn V, hopefully. Alright, guys. No more failures. Look at that. We got the soundboard on deck. Let's go. How are we doing light gaming, by the way? Welcome to the stream. Just praying that doesn't happen again. Alright, launch into land. It's like... I don't think I've ever had back-to-back RL-10 failures like that. Like, just the level of unluckiness on that is absurd. Alright, let's do a Venus flyby and our Venus orbit. Again, we're just praying that we have the Delta V to accomplish this now. Surely third time's the charm. Yeah, right? You're good. Just come home from work about an hour ago. Nice, man. Did you have a good day? Hope so. Yeah, seriously though, man. Maybe it is freaking 3rd time's the charm. I mean, the sucky thing is we didn't have any margin in our launch window for the Mars mission. For this one, we do have some margin, which is obviously a big benefit, so it's just that, yeah. We really cannot lose this one. If we lose this one, we're in rough shape. So, let's hope and pray. Let's target Venus quick. Oh, they lit the first time. It's just the second time seems to be the issue. Yeah, our injection's going to be like 4 kilometers a second, so we're going to be using our next stage for that. So, which we can do. That's, you know, within the wheelhouse. We have extra margin to enter into orbit and all that stuff. We really just need to hope and pray. So, let's hope and pray. I've been watching, you guys ever seen For All Mankind? I've been watching that, and like, every time I watch it, it makes me want to play Kerbal Space Program. It's like, it's an absolute curse. Alright, reset this as soon as possible. How much do we need? Yeah, I mean, 4,000. It's actually not bad, is it? Not at all. We'll be alright. Let's execute the node. Execute next node. Okay. Yeah, we'll be okay here. I mean, as long as, knock on wood, we don't have another failure. We have the Delta V to get this accomplished, so if you have to see it, but I will at some point. It's a little, like, I don't know how to describe it, but it's actually, like, a little bit too character drama-y. I think that's one of the things, is, like, I don't love how heavy it goes into the character drama. I wish it was a little more about the actual space travel. I mean, it is, and it's cool. Oh my gosh, it lit. The engine lit, guys. That is, like, the most exciting thing in history. I couldn't take another failure. I'm being so for real, like, I think I'd cry. I watched The Martian recently. It's inspiring my lunar colonization mission I'm working. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, they have a. This isn't really a spoiler, but they have a moon base in For All Mankind, and I really want to build a moon base in RP-1 now. Like, it's such a difficult thing to do, especially in this mod, but that would be so cool. Okay, we are finally on our way. How long is it going to take us to get there? Half a year. That's fine. Okay, we need to set focus here. We have to plan our capture burn. My only concern is that our capture burn is going to be overly expensive because of our trashy launch window. But there's only one way to find out, so let's do that. We gotta bring in our periapsis here. It's the orbital requirements below 270,000 meters, so it's not a super strict orbital requirement. Go for like 20. Actually, we'll do. We wanna. Well, no, it's better that we do this. Do like 15 million on that, and then how much is it gonna take us to capture? Please don't be too much. Oh, crap. It's gonna be way too much. Is the answer. I mean, we can see if we can get it a little more efficient, but it looks like we are not gonna be entering into Venus orbit. I don't think there's anything we can do to stop that. It's just that we missed the launch window, so our arrival velocity is going to be way too high. Okay, well, it's going to be a flyby, guys. It sucks. It really sucks, but there's nothing we can do about it. We will have to come back and try again for an orbiter. So that is that, unfortunately. that will be there in like half a year. We can honestly, within 20,000 kilometers, so we might as well lower it down. There's no reason not to. May as well just use our RCS and get it as low as possible. Looks like realistically that's the best we're gonna get. I mean, let's change our axis here a little bit. Maybe we can do better. Okay, we can get it a little bit closer. No, I overshot it. Don't overshoot it. That would be stupid. See how that orbit moves around? That's a cool thing that this time warp mod does for some reason. I don't know why it does that, but it does. Alright, we're just gonna sit here and play with this until we get as low as possible. Seems like we just need to burn these two together. See all three of these like this. We're using up a lot of our RCS fuel, but we honestly don't have a huge use for it anymore if we're not capturing, so we can kind of just do this. Let me just verify that I haven't accidentally made it easy to capture by my RCS or something. Yeah, I definitely did not. I mean, how much do we need? We need an apoapsis below. Okay, yeah, we really don't need much. But we're just gonna be off. We have 2,700, there's just no way. I mean, we could try and do some sort of error braking maneuver. I mean, this thing definitely isn't built for it. But if we go into the very upper atmosphere, it could feasibly be possible. I don't love it, for sure. But it definitely is not, like, out of the question. Someone look up when the, where Mars's atmosphere begins. If you could, I would very much appreciate that. This is kind of a Hail Mary here. Like what we were talking about earlier, right, guys? We're gonna call this project Hail Mary. Probably not going to work, but I'll be damned if we don't try. Let's do this a little better because this is getting a little annoying. Set that there. Let's do it this way. Just want to be able to actually see my burn. Okay. The steps are not fine enough, dude. We're just gonna have to do it with RCS. Screw this. Go to prograde. Change our orbit most effectively. Alright. We're getting close, so. So yeah, where's Venus's atmosphere? We're gonna try and do a freaking Hail Mary arrow capture here. This is not gonna work, but I don't know. It's worth trying. It's all we got, it's all we got. Overshot it. Just gonna get as low as possible here. We're gonna slingshot by this thing at like Mach Jesus. still don't have enough to capture, right? I mean, we're getting closer the lower we get our periapsis. But I suspect it's just not going to be enough no matter what we do. I mean, let's get it as low as we can, though. Alright, if we start there, how much delta V do we need to capture? Oh, we can do it. Holy shit, guys, we can do it. Yeah, that counts. Guys, we can do it. This will work. Not well, but it will work. Okay, well, that's something. Let's put this on the escape trajectory. Honestly, I hate wasting the time, but we're going to be here in 152 days. I don't think we have anything going on for the next 152 days. We might just play this mission through because we're waiting for our launch pad to build. We're waiting for our astronaut complex to be done. I don't think we have anything to do other than just stick with this mission and try and get it done. So I think that's what we're going to do. I need to be careful about this. We need to make sure we keep this as low as possible. Something like that. Alright, let's warp through it then. We're going to just warp to our intercept here. We're losing power. Because the sun moved. There's a question for anybody. Does anyone know how to get a spacecraft to try and persist its rotation towards the sun? It's actually an easier thing to do with Principia, if I'm not mistaken. Because Principia will naturally do that, whereas in this, not so much. Alright guys, we're gonna get to Mars. If it's the last thing, or Venus, if it's the last thing we freaking do. Alright, here we are. Oh, we need to move again. We don't have control. Why do we not have control? Do we not have signal? Okay, that's not good. We can still do this though. So we'll be okay. We need to go anti-target maybe? Point towards the sun? Yeah. Okay. I think we will actually still have signal. I think it's just an issue of it's going to be spotty. Yeah, we do still have signal. I thought so. I thought we tested that. It's just spotty when we have a view from the Space Center. Okay guys, we made it to Mars. Or Venus, sorry. Let's capture. If we, oh, we almost just screwed the pooch. Why did we screw the pooch so hard? Oh, it's because we're doing science. We need to stop that. We need to have positive power for now. We can do the science once we get into orbit. And I shot past it like an idiot. Okay. Well, we're not going to get into Venus orbit, probably. Because I am a buffoon. But we'll see how we do. Maybe we will. We're not exactly super high up. But I suspect we're too high up. Honestly, we didn't expect this to work anyway. So, we should be happy for where we're at. Yeah, there's no way. We're not going to get to orbit. We were close. But we ain't going to be there. Alright, well, a Venus flyby it is. That's kind of what we expected. It's no big deal. Let's go home. I would say half success on that mission. Little time warp idiocracy at the end there, but we have the science we need. We're good. We're in December of 1967. Astronaut complex will be completed shortly. Can warp to that being done. So that is going to be a huge boost in funds, which it is. We have 900,000 of unlocked credit, which is what we need. Yeah. I mean, I think it's time, guys. And we're losing out on money from this, but this is ramping up. We'll be getting $1 million this year. So, nothing wrong with that. Research is going well. We need to do a little bit more. Let's get to 2,000 here. Reserve 35,000. We'll have that in 27 days. Okay, guys, it's time. Let's design our moon rocket. We need to be able to build 2 of these once we are once everything is said and done. We have 2,900 tons as our maximum to work with, so let's get it done. Thermal, Gemini lunar heat shield. We need our parachute, same as the regular Gemini. I tell you what we do need though. We need a way to dock, which that's kind of ugly. Yeah, that goes in the Apollo command module, which we're not going to have. That we could put on there. But I think what we'll end up doing is just something like this. We'll take off the parachute from the top. We'll throw that on here. Looks kind of bad, I know. But I think we're more focused on survival right now. I think we'll do something like that. Does it look trashy? Yeah. Am I going to do anything about it? Maybe. We will see. I might do something like this. And try and figure out a way to make that look good. But for now, we're going to leave it. That is not our primary concern right now. Primary concern is building our lunar Gemini. Oh god, it's awful. Yeah, it's pretty bad. I know. We'll figure out how to try and make that look a little nicer if we can. I mean, we're basically going to end up using the, basically going to build an Apollo service module here. It's just going to be in 2 pieces. So we're going to have the service module on top. This is going to be a service module 4. It's not going to need to be that big. And then we're going to have this part, which is going to be our service module. We're basically going to build an Apollo recreation here. Might be a little different, but not a huge amount. We need to build a cone here. We need to make this bigger. Let's go something like that. I think 2.7 is a lot more reasonable. And then we want the refined tank on that. How are we looking for delta V? Okay. An excessive amount, probably. Well, but this is without fuel and stuff, so let's not get ahead of ourselves. I think we'll leave this like this for now, and we'll come back to it. Alright. Yeah, this in theory should be bigger. I think this should be like 3 meters. Which we can do that. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with doing it this way. I mean, we need to add another tank here for our RCS. It's going to be a high pressure tank. We're gonna throw the big boys on here because it needs to be able to do big boy things. Could actually do these. Do it Apollo style. Yeah, something like that. That gives us 4,000 meters per second on our service module, without stuff in here. So maybe that's a little bit bad. Maybe we need to do something like that. We'll figure it out. We are not going to build a descent stage for this first part because we don't need to, and we can add it later, so that's not going to be a problem. All right, let's build our S4B stage. It's an S4B, or is it a? I don't know what it is. Anyway, it's going to be a big fuck off balloon tank. Something like this. Well, it's going to have to be bigger than that, I guess. Damn, Apollo was big. You don't get an appreciation for the Saturn V until you build it in KSP and realize how freaking massive it is. Is it more like that? Yeah, that's getting closer. Now, we need to remember that we need excess performance on this thing. I mean, we need it to be like pretty substantially stronger than we think it needs to be, because we need to add the mass of a lander onto this thing eventually. Yeah, that's sort of annoying. I don't think we need as much performance on the service module. I think we size this down. Yeah, I really don't. How much can this? I can only control 3.5 tons. Yeah, we're 20 tons here. It's not because of the service module. It's because of, I guess, this. How much does this engine weigh? Maybe we just don't use the Apollo service module engine. It doesn't weigh that much. It's just all in the fuel, isn't it? Yep, pretty much. Okay. Well, I think 4,000 is enough for that for now. Let's just build the lander, because we need to have enough performance on this thing, and I don't see how we can know that we do unless we just build it right now. So let's get that part done, I guess. I apologize, guys. I'm a little locked in right now. These are going to be hydrazine. Just like that. Let's build our ascent stage. The ball. Something like that. What engine do we use? Do we just use the actual ascent engine? It's not a terrible idea, is it? Do something like that. How much delta V does that give us? Plenty. Excessive amounts, actually. Yeah, we do not need that much to get to lunar orbit. I believe it is something like 2,500 or 2,000. Sorry. How about something like that? It's not bad. We can do better, which is frustrating. Definitely can do better than that engine. We have so much hydrazine on here, don't we? Yeah, we do. We need to bring that down severely. Yeah, like seriously something like that. That's all we need. We need to save mass on this wherever we can. Let's put our docking adapter on it. Are we using the right one? Are we using advanced? We're using advanced. I'm an idiot. Let's do it right, shall we? Using the lander cam we actually want to use. Yeah, that saves us a lot of mass that we need. Look how much that puts our delta V up. That's kind of crazy. Okay. Let's put the diameter up on this and just turn down the V scale. Okay, that's fine. This can be smaller. I'm gonna say that that's good enough. And then we're gonna add a hollow inner stage here. It's a truss system. It's a truss kind of look. Something like that. Turn up our V scale. Okay. And then we need to make our descent stage, which is going to look pretty similar to the other one, except a lot less shitty. Be the idea. Maybe we do something like this. This is kind of a bit of a radical design change, but I think there's something to this. If we put that up there, because we don't want a super wide base on this thing. Are these just the same engine? They seem to be. Okay. I mean, that's it right there, guys. That's all we need. This is a complete lander. As much as it might not look like it. The legs don't exactly stick out enough, do they? They're also offset, which just bugs me. Let's do something like this, and then we'll just move them to make them work a little bit better. Oh yeah, guys. Okay, we need to make these a little bit lower. We're gonna call it the egg. That's what we're gonna call it. Give it a ladder. That's not nearly enough. Okay, we're gonna need a couple ladders on this thing. She a bit of a tall boy, I can't lie. But that'll work. And it has the performance we need. Oh. Oh. That doesn't look great. Shoot, man. Hey, I was watching another streamer not too long ago. Helped myself along RP-1. Any tips how I could speed up research? That's science. Well, more researchers is a big thing. There are researcher efficiency upgrades as you go down the electronics tree. So if you want to get research faster, that's a way. There is a leader that gives a bunch of research points, which is okay. As much as I like the look of this, we're not going to be able to build it like this. I mean, we can make it slightly egg-shaped, but it's not going to be fully egg, unfortunately. Okay, something like that. So yeah. And then, yeah, it's just maxing out researchers whenever you can is a big part of it. Okay, 2400 seconds of delta V on that is pretty good. Stringer mass, we'll cut that down all the way. Hey, that helps. That actually gives us a lot of extra delta V. Can make this a little bit smaller then. Be quite a bit smaller and help on our thrust to weight. Something like that. Okay, cool. But yeah, those would be my main tips. Science, like getting science, go to the moon, do lunar stuff, make sure you're getting space high and all that stuff, and then the most powerful science tool that you're going to have access to is crewed orbit. Crewed orbit is by far the most effective way of getting science, so keep that in mind. It's so tall. Oh my goodness. I'm going to hell for making this. And I deserve every bit of it. I deserve everything that's coming to me for this atrocious looking spacecraft. Okay. Now we can get back to work. This needs to have some more performance. This needs to be able to we'll go to basic avionics actually. 130. This stage needs to be able to complete TLI all on its own safely. So something like that looks fine. Just talking about pre-orbit science. Made the circle first one, spending a ton of early on solids and loving a way to get science. Oh! The best way to get early science is the biological capsule. That thing is goated. It's this part. Send this on a sounding rocket. Just up into the atmosphere, and you will be rolling in science, my friend. So, by the way, anybody who's watching is wondering, I know this looks terrible. We're going to make it look good later. Is the idea. See if I end up doing that. Oh my goodness. What's the diameter on this? It's 5, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, for pre-orbit science, it's all about that. Gotta go real quick, be back. I'm already looking to the final product. Thanks, man. Get hydrated. Ah, hydration it is. Yeah, early game biological capsule absolutely clears. There is nothing quite as good as it, so definitely look into that, my friend. Okay, bring down the height on that. This thing's so cooked, dude. Okay, we have a base size of 7, so that's what we're going to. And then this is going to be our getting into orbit stage type shit. Wow. It's so expensive to tool. I mean, what do I expect, I guess? I always lose where the front is when doing it this way. Where am I looking? Yeah, see. We're ringing those boys around there. Okay. Let's make it like that. That's going to be 340 tons. EC doesn't matter. Okay. Reroute it there. It's time for the big one, guys. What is it? 7? 7 and 7. We'll go 7 and 8. Make our bottom stage a little bit bigger. It's time! So everybody tempers their expectations, by the way. I think it is quite currently unlikely that we will make it to the moon by 1969. We might. But we also might not. So let's see how we do and enjoy the ride. That's kind of where I'm at. Where is my F1 engine? There it is. There's my buddy. Huh. Does this thing have to be bigger? Oh, I guess it was 9 meters. Or something. Okay. Thinking it does not have to be as long as it is if it's going to be 9 meters. Because we currently have 17,000 meters per second of delta V. Something tells me that is excessive. Let's make it a little smaller. Okay, that's more like it. But yeah, hope that helps my friend in chat asking about the stuff. Okay. That's a reasonable thrust to weight. I think we'll also build a launch tower for this thing. But right now, we're focused on its creation. So then that. Then the S4B stage. And everything else can be figured out in post. We need a name for our, not with that attitude. We need a name for the lad here. I don't know what we're going to call it, but we got to come up with something. Looks a little stupid. But that's okay. Alright, quickly, we have a couple things to do. First off, we need to take all this apart quickly. And we need to check our life support systems, and we also need to add avionics up here. Which have to be deep space, which I'm now realizing is really going to impact our performance. But nothing we can do about that. 40 tons, 1500 EC. It's actually not that bad. Doesn't make all that much of a difference, does it? Okay. So, Kerbalism. We need to see about food. Water and oxygen and everything else. Okay, food we're fine on. Water we need. So, let's add some water. Big boy, big girth. Okay. We're cooking, we're cooking. Okay, we're not gonna need nearly that much water. Let's add enough. If we add 100 liters, where does that put us? That's just for 27 days. We don't even need that. 50 liters. 14 days. We don't need that. We can add 35 and be safe. Okay. Let's go on water. Oxygen, we could use some extra. Let's add another 2,000 for the oxygen. That'll give us 10 days. I think we want to plan this thing out for about 10 days. Okay, that's good on all that. Then we just need batteries, I believe. Oh, need to turn up the diameter on that thing. So, let's add a battery. Electric charge. It's enough for 26 days. We don't need that. Hey, something just happened. Who did what? Mike Hawk. Big Mike. Saturn. Hey! You came over to Twitch. Welcome. Thank you for the follow, man. Welcome, welcome. Okay. If we add 500,000 EC, where does that put us for electric? Where it's a little bit short. 650,000. It's closer. 700. Right on the money. Okay. So then that being said, we would like to give ourselves a little bit more performance here. So we can do that. Is that going to take us over our mass budget for our avionics? It is. So let's go to 43 here, because we'd like to be safe about it. So that's going to give us 3,000 meters per second at delta V. I think that's enough. Welcome, Saturn. Good to see you. Still building this monstrosity of a vehicle. Okay. Let's check all of our... Oh, we're going to have an issue with the lander, actually. Before we do this, I would like to check something. I have a feeling... How close are we? Oh, no, we're fine. Never mind. No issue with the lander. Okay. Let's go through and check all of our controllable masses. 130. Check. I gotta get some good emotes. I need to, like, encourage people to spend their Prime subs. All my emotes are for old stuff. I gotta fix that. 340. Good on that. And the first stage. Where are our avionics? Oh, they're there. They're just tiny. 2800. Yep, that's good enough. Okay, staging time. We go here, we go here, we go here, and here, and then here. And that's what we need. Yeah, see, that emote's free. That's the problem. Anyway, I'm mostly trolling. It says we don't have any delta V because our decoupling's weird, but that's fine. This looks good. Let's test it, shall we? Shall we test it, guys? I don't think there's anything else to do but do it. Gonna kick on my RP-1 game, I guess. Hell yeah. Let's do some RP-1. Okay. Long load times, which is to be expected. Let's see how far we can get with the mission. Let's see see where we get. Alright, Saturn. You ready for the most desperate begging thing you've ever heard in your life? Daddy Long Launch. That's the name. Congratulations, sir. If I receive... Well, never mind. I'm not gonna make that joke. Never mind. Alright, guys. Didn't power up. Oh, our cutoff's wrong. We want to cut off on stage 5. Maybe not stage 5? No, it is stage 5. Oh man, we missed it. Awesome liftoff. My staging's wrong. What's wrong? What happened? Something went wrong. That is the right decoupler. Daddy Long Launch looks good. I was going to offer to name the rocket after you for a Prime sub, but that seems overly desperate. Something's wrong here. I don't quite know what it is. This is all fine. Then this launches. This separates. This separates. I mean, we can make it hot stage. Maybe that's the issue. There we go. That fixed it. Okay. Our pitch over rate. Gonna aim for. No, I was talking about ball muncher. I was talking about fucking Saturn. We gotta include the new audience. Okay, we gotta fix some stuff here. Name it after me and I'll do it. Perfect. There we go. Wait, his name is Saturn. I already named it after him. I gotta be so honest. I did not even realize that that was the case. I was completely like, okay, we're gonna revert quick. I gotta change something. That's so funny. It's already a Saturn V. But here, this is what we're gonna do. This is what we're gonna do. There we go. Hey, something happened. No, don't gift. No, what? He was gonna get to do that for free. Thank you for the gift sub. There we go, guys. How do we feel about this? How do we feel about this? Let me throw this up here. Well, thank you, Low Enzyme. He could have Prime subbed and, like, you know, gotten it for free. But, you know, it's all good. Thank you so much. We're almost at 10 subs, guys. This is a big day for the program. Okay. Okay. Let's fix this staging quick while we're here. So that's the right one. That's the right one. This needs to fire first. Okay. We're good. We can simulate this again. What am I, chopped liver? Nah, you're good. You're all good. I appreciate it, honey. That's my girlfriend, by the way. Y'all seen Kerbal Real Time yet? Yes, I have. It's insane. Okay. 150 by 150. We need to change this pitch over rate like that. We need our early cutoff to be... Yeah, we still want 5. If we just tell it 4. That's not right. Well, if we do it that way, it is. Okay, good enough. Let's target the moon. We're going to turn off network mode for now so we don't see it. Launch into plane. And I didn't put any Kerbals on board. Try again. 4 years IRL for Pluto mission? Yeah, it's crazy. It is genuinely insane. Okay. Kerbals on board. Like that. Staging like that. Okay, back to simulation. Unfortunately, guys, it's going to be a lot of this. It's going to be a lot of figuring shit out right now. So, posture check. Why, sure, I'd love to. My posture has been checked. You can probably hear my chair squeaking under my fat ass. Alright, Kerbals are on board. Let's try this again. Hell yeah, that fat ass. Lift off. Oops. I closed out of the wrong thing. So guys, she's a little slow. But she's real heavy. So it makes sense. I expect a lot of stims. I was stuck on 2 hours tweaking my damage rocket just to give up and wait for my research to finish for better tanks. Yeah. We're going to be doing this a lot. To try and figure out the intricacies of our rocket. So something went wrong again. This doesn't make any sense to me. No, what we don't want to fire for, but it's not. Why, dude? Do I have to put that in there? I have to put that in there for some reason. I don't understand that. Because we don't want it to couple that fairing. If I throw this fairing, like, up there... Oh, that works. Oh, that's interesting. Anyway. We're actually going to be slightly overburning these engines. But that's okay. If that breaks, we're in a really bad spot, but I don't think it will. Okay. I'm going to disable max heating so we don't break that, but that's a note for the books. We need to turn down our pitch over rate even more. Okay, it's cooling down, so we can turn it back on. Okay. We're looking good. Orbital insertion is going well. That's bad. How could that possibly be the case? This math is not mathing. But according to this, we're not gonna be working. Because that is not even close to being enough for TLI. Okay. So we need to get some more performance out of this. Okay. Time to switch some stuff up. This is going to be the story for the next little bit. Going to be doing a lot of trial and error. I think what we're going to do is we're going to make the first stage smaller. Because we are overburning these engines a little bit. We don't want to do that. So we have 2 minutes and 45 seconds. So we're not overburning them anymore, but we'll make it a little bit smaller even. And then what we'll do is we're going to throw that mass into this stage. Because this stage can be way bigger without really causing us any problems. Like, we can pretty safely do that. We still have a positive thrust to weight, so proportions are going to look a little weird, I fear. But that's okay. still not getting us to LEO though. We're really not getting that much performance by doing that. I have the name. Tell me. While I try and figure out what's going wrong here. I think we're too heavy up here. I think we need to size this down. I think we need to do something like that. I think that is the answer to our woes currently. And then maybe we do make this a little bit longer again. Yeah, it's just such diminishing returns on this stage, so there's really no reason to. Saturn's big package. You are cooking with that one. I tell you what we can do. Let's up the size of this to 9. And then we'll make this our you know, we don't actually need to use an interstage fairing here. It might look a lot better if we use a we do it this way, because I think this one has one. Yeah, it does. See, that looks a lot better. Yeah. And then we can base this size on that. Just actually kind of going back to where we started a little bit. But that looks a lot better. Looks a lot more how we want it to. Yeah, I really wish we didn't have that. What does this do? I don't know what that does. Okay, I'm just gonna turn that back on. Saturn's big package. I don't hate it, guys. I gotta be honest, I don't hate it. But okay, let's look at our delta V here while we try and stay focused. Yeah. And we can make this a little bit bigger, but we really do not want to go overboard with it. Something like that is probably the best we can do. Okay, simulate it. Let's try it. This is going to be a lot of trial and error. I mildly hate it. Dude, what the heck? Why are you putting it down? You know, we're all having fun here. There's nothing wrong with that name. It's a great name. One of the best names. I don't know why I said that like Trump. Okay. Moon, set launch and target. We want to turn this down to 0.25. Okay. Try again. I'm like pretty confident that if we can get to the point where we're at TLI. Oh, what broke? This broke. Okay, we're back. Yeah, if we can have this stay above 3100, just like that. Okay, we need to turn up that boosted pitch rate a little bit. We had an engine failure. The center one. That's funny. That actually happens on purpose on the real Saturn V. They turn off the middle engine like that. Okay, we need to adjust the controllable mass on this stage. Write it down. put it in the notebook. We'll still be okay though, because we're pretty controlled already. What is our control? That's 414, so we'll get that back in a second. Yeah, there we go. That's fine. No real issues there. Okay, we have enough for TLI. So it's now going to be a question of how everything else works. Let's see. These are burning for about the right time. The S4B, which is our upper, just needs to give it a little bit of a push. Okay, a little bit of clipping with that, but that's fine. Okay, that's orbit. We're going to activate these. Make sure they're functioning. And we are going to perform TLI. Okay, I'm going to tell this. If we pull this off on this attempt, I'm going to gift everybody that's watching subs. Because I don't see that happening. Oh, we have the wrong engine configuration on. Well, turns out I'm not gifting any subs because we have the wrong J2 engine config. So much for that. Yeah, we need the second config for this. We need this one. Okay. Oh, let's run it back. And we can remember our note that we need to change our controllable mass here to 430. And we can do it again. See guys, every time we're going to get a little bit closer to being a successful launch. That's the hope anyway. We can turn this back up to like 0.4. That'll make our burn a little bit more efficient. Okay, let's run it back again, guys. This is going to be a long process, so hope you guys are ready for that. But it is what it is. Oh, we had an engine failure again. Getting pretty unlucky with these engine failures. Is that going to be a problem? I don't think so. Yeah, we'll be fine. Dock port might explode again, but you know, what can you do? I need to watch that. If it gets too close, I need to, oh, it's 430. It's not what I thought it was. There's no way having one engine out. Oh, it makes us uncontrollable when we don't have avionics unlocked. Okay. So that needs to be 440. Do we have enough for TLI to test some more systems? We will when I cheat. We're gonna do this quick to as if we did not have that issue. Okay, I think that was about where we were. Okay. So luckily, we can handle an engine out on this stage very well. That's not a big deal. So, no worries on that. So if that happened on the real one, we would be fine, which is good news. Okay, separation and ignition. Turn on these RCS to kill the roll. So we'd prefer not to roll. I want to keep an eye on this. Is that the right one? It's a little tank, yeah. I want to keep an eye on that, because I have a feeling we do not need as much reaction control fuel as we're bringing. So that's probably, yeah, we freaking definitely do not. So that's a way we can save on mass here. Oh, the colors of the engine exhaust on that stage? Yeah. The blue. It's pretty sick. Alright, create and execute for TLI. We are go for TLI. Just check up on our Kerbalism, make sure we didn't make any big mistakes here. We did not. Water, oxygen, everything is where we need it to be. 6 days. That's enough for the mission with some margin, I think. That actually isn't enough for the mission. Okay, we need food. We need water and oxygen. So we'll put that in the notes, everybody. Let's keep those notes being written down in flight control. Yeah, we do not need all this RCS fuel. I mean, to be fair, it's good to have for the docking and all that stuff, but it is extra mass that we do not need. But, okay, that's good to know. So yeah, we are gonna run out of fuel on oxygen and water. So, it's not great. Alright, successful ignition on the J2. That's very important. This engine is not the most reliable in the world, if I'm being honest, but it's actually not terrible, so. And we're burning to the moon, guys. We're actually making it to the moon this time. We'll see if we make it back or anything of that nature, but we are making it to the moon. It's pretty impressive. We're sending like freaking 50 tons to the moon or something like that, 40 tons to the moon. Saturn's a hell of a rocket. So all this stage has to do is complete TLI. That's all it is meant to do. Got the engine here. For anyone who doesn't know, by the way, TLI is translunar injection. I guess I know I've been saying that a lot without explaining what it means. So, okay, let's jettison our fairings. Let's decouple our service module. Switch to this. And let's decouple our decoupler. Just shot into our freaking vehicle. Glad that didn't kill it. Okay. We are now going to turn around 180 degrees. And we are go for lunar module extraction. We have a slight rotation on this, so what we're going to do is we're going to activate our RCS, and we're going to put it into stabilization. This is going to use barely any fuel, so we can afford that. Alright, back here. Saturn's quite a massive load. Hell yeah, it is. Sounding rocket is finally capable of suborbital return. Hell yeah, dude. Great job, my friend. Okay, let's fly her in. We're going to turn... Actually, we're not going to use SAS. Alright, let's transfer us in. And we're good for lunar lander extraction. Okay, a little off plane here. Let's get it right. Alright, let's get out of RCS, or get out of time warp so we can get this right. Wanna pitch up just a little bit, slow ourselves down here. We're approaching a little off plane. Okay, we bounced. That's okay. Yeah, see, stuff like this is why it's actually probably not a terrible thing that we brought some extra fuel. Oh, come on, dude. Really did not think this was this hard. There we go. Come on, capture. Oh, come on. You're kissing it, dude. Back up and hit it again. There we go. Okay, successful docking. We will decouple. Let's look at our moon trajectory. We're going to point here. Do we have to couple this? Why are we still attached? How are we still attached? Okay, well that's an interesting issue. I don't know how that's possible. But somehow we're still attached. Well, can we burn it off? Nope, definitely not. Well, that's a sucky issue to have. This was all going very well. What the heck? We can't lug this thing to the moon. That's not going to work. Shoot. Shoot. Okay, well, we're going to have to, unfortunately, revert. That sucks. Use it as a lift. Yeah, maybe. We'll start beginning in orbit, though, because we know all this stuff works. So we can test it from here. But explain to me why that happened. That should be connected to there. This needs to come up. And that shouldn't be a problem. That should decouple there. I don't understand that. Alright, we're going to simulate. We're going to start in orbit. We're going to go 150, just like what we have been doing. And we'll go from there. Because we know we validated the vehicle up to that point. So, no reason to waste our time with that. Okay, do all this crap. Just leave the S4B. And we're going to go to the moon. And we'll start out with TLI. Obviously, we have more fuel on here than we should, but that's okay. Oh, we need to be firing like yesterday. We're going to abort this node execution. We're going to go to the next one. So let's miss this node. And we will... Wait, what? We're going to execute. It's in an hour. That's fine. Okay, let's do that quick. And we will try this part of the mission again. That's very frustrating, because that was all actually going very well. But nothing we can do about that. It's not the end of the world. Let's stabilize here. It'll take a minute to stabilize because these RCS are controlling a very heavy craft with not a lot of force, which is expected. I mean, this is just getting ridiculous though. Come on, slow it down. Slow it down. There we go. Okay, come on. This cannot possibly take this long. We done? Okay, we're done. My goodness. Avionics prototype or satellite air material science. The material science is probably more important earlier. I got 10 times that sounding rocket. Nice. Yeah, if you do the biological sample returns, they are so incredibly goated, it's not even funny. They are, like, that just carries you through the early game. That was something I learned after a couple, like, starts, trying to start the game. So, yeah, I would probably go for satellite air material science, though. If I was you. Okay. Coming up on the ending of our TLI burn here. We've been here before. Okay, there's the moon. We went a little past it, actually. But we can adjust that once we do the separation and all that. Cancel that. Okay. Should I separate this first? Are we separated from the S4B? Yes, we are. Okay. Thank goodness. Alright. Back to what we were doing. Decouple, switch to U, and decouple. We are going to switch back to the lander. We're going to activate our RCS momentarily. Just for stabilization reasons. Just like that. We're going to switch back to our service module. We're going to flip 180 degrees. We're going to target our lander. Our LEM, if you would. And we are going to dock. Same thing we did last time, guys. We're going to... You know what? Let's do it from first person. It's kind of fun. Actually, yeah. The big fuck off docking port's gonna stop us from doing that. Never mind. It was a fun idea. Alright. Let's get this done. I mean, this is good practice, to be honest. We need to be able to do this stuff, so... It's not really the end of the world that we gotta try it again, but... It's kind of annoying. Okay. Oh, we're not even touching it. Wondering why we weren't docking. Alright, we are aligned in that plane. We are aligned in that plane, and we're docked. Fantastic. Okay. We can disable these. We do not want to waste any of that fuel. This we still have plenty of, I'm pretty sure. Well, we are using it, so... Maybe there is something to be said for that, but... Okay. We want our periapsis to be fairly low here, so we will use our reaction control to get that. So most of my scientists on track 2, some material science will research in 1956. Nice! Okay, 200,000 meter, so 200 kilometer periapsis. And let's go. That is that. So yeah, we are going to have to add some food and oxygen and stuff. So, it's good to know. Let's get on down here. Let's begin getting ready for our lunar orbit insertion. Let's flip to retrograde. Let's get our engine going. Time to periapsis is what? 6 minutes, so we have a little bit of time to waste here. Get rid of that menu. Fire it like 2 minutes. Yeah, something like that. Don't have to be perfect on this. Just like you. Okay, here we go. Let's ullage the propellant. Propellant is ullage. Let's fire it up. Here, go for lunar orbital insertion. Just turn off the freaking RCS. We may have gone a little bit overkill with our with the fuel on our service module, it looks like. Just fine. Okay. Let's get this orbit down low. We want to use as much of this energy as we can. So, let's get us down to like, I don't know, 100,000. Seems about right. Something like that. Okay. Let's transfer the crew. Crew transfer to the landing can. We are going to undock. Leave that like that. Reactivate our RCS. And guys, we're going to attempt a landing. So let's warp until we are at our periapsis. We want to land in the light, so we're actually going to do a far side landing, but we have a comms network, so it's not actually a problem. We are beginning to spin for some reason. Don't know why that is. I genuinely have no idea why we're spinning. But okay. Alright guys, it's time to attempt a lunar landing. Let's fire up the descent engine. Legs are going to come down. We start bringing ourselves down here. Okay, that looks good. We've made our descent burn. And we can use our suicide burn countdown right here. We totally messed that up. Wait, no we didn't. We didn't mess that up at all. What's happening? Our suicide burn countdown's all over the place. Why? That's wrong. It's like definitely wrong. Why is our suicide burn countdown so wrong? We're gonna have to just freaking raw dog this, I guess. Okay, the game is getting very confused about something. I don't know what, but we're gonna start descending here. I don't know what the game is thinking with that suicide burn countdown, because it's definitely wrong. But whatever. Just gonna have to raw dog it. As far as I can tell, everything's looking good here. We may hit the surface before we are intending to. So what we're going to do is we're going to disable our CS, and we're going to go into fly-by-wire, and we're going to point upwards. We're doing that to give us some more time. Okay, we need to go straight upwards. And start slowing down. We don't want to start climbing, but we can be close. So trying to come down just over the surface. Got plenty of fuel. We got a 300 meters per second margin here. So, it's not a worry. Okay, we're going to start climbing soon, which is okay. We want to arrest our descent rate as much as we can. So we can spend our time actually slowing down. Okay, we need to do it again. Yeah, we definitely kind of botched this landing, but my landing tool just didn't work, so I think we can blame it on that. But I actually think we're looking pretty good here. I'm going to turn this up till we get our suicide burn count down to 0. And then we're going to fly the suicide burn the whole way down. Just like that. We start throttling to hold that suicide burn at 0. It goes back up, we go back up, and vice versa. Okay, we throttle down here. Also, we're going to start flying up, which we don't want to do, particularly. Okay, we want to throttle up. We can give ourselves some margin here. Okay, we did not give ourselves much margin, but we'll be okay. We'll be okay. Okay, here we go. Okay, we came in fast. Alright, well, it turns out we should not trust our suicide burn countdown. But you know what? We're on the surface. And we have our descent stage still together, so we can still test that. Okay, we have enough fuel to land. That's the point. Simulation, so we can handle that. We're going to decouple that and try and get away from it if we can. Yeah. It's going to be annoying about it. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to set our position as if we landed upright. Like, oh, I just did that on Earth. Oops. Okay. Let's see if we can get down while actually staying upright. Probably not going to be able to balance on the engine bell. But we're trying to simulate trying to get back to orbit here. Okay. It's fine. We can simulate it. So we're going to wait until this thing passes over us. I say this thing. The command module. Something like that. We're going to set it as our target. We're going to do this cheat again. We're going to stop the physics. Oh, we didn't do it right. Set our pitch to 90. Again, it's a sim. We're just testing systems, and we're going to launch. Wait, it's behind us still, right? Yeah, so we want to launch away from it like this. Okay. I think we're doing a pretty good job of validating our system here, to be honest. We have plenty of delta V for this ascent stage. We're burning in the complete wrong direction because it was actually right on top of us. Oopsie. But honestly, I think we have the delta V to correct for this, so. We need to burn past it, though, if we're going to be able to turn our orbit in time. Something like this. Okay. It's close enough for what we need to do. Okay, we're on plane, basically. Let's just focus on actually getting to orbit, shall we? That last minute maneuver might have kind of messed us up. Well, maybe it didn't. I don't know. No, actually, we'll be fine. Yeah, still got plenty. Okay. So, this thing's apoapsis. What kind of orbit are we in here? 205 by 99. So once we get to 205, we're going to stop. And we will do a second circularization burn. Once we get there. So, SAS. Oops, didn't mean to do whatever I just did. Okay, whatever. Let's light it up, and let's get into orbit. Which, yes, we have enough fuel for, but yes, it is quite close. Which, yes, we have enough fuel for, but yes, it's quite close. Yes, okay. Something like that looks pretty good. Let's switch to our Saturn. Cannot switch while under acceleration. I don't believe I'm under any acceleration. Seriously? We're not under any acceleration. Why does this think we're under acceleration? Oh, physics easing was in progress. I bet that's why that was behaving so strangely. Okay, anyway. Well, guys, we're doing it. I mean, we're, it's going to be a little messy, but we're doing it. And this is also spinning. That's just every time we switch to something, it starts spinning. Which is cool. Alright. Set as target. We need to raise our orbit at our periapsis. So this thing will be able to catch up. Because right now we're kind of in a weird plane with it. So we're going to do that. Let's point prograde here. Again, this does not need to be perfect. This is purely a demonstration of our capabilities and a practice. But right now, I'd say it's going pretty good. Okay. There's our apoapsis. We are going to ullage and fire. And fire. There we go. Just going to raise this up to something somewhat circular at like 200 by 200. That looks good. Okay. I tell you what. That's actually pretty close. I feel we got kind of lucky here. But we're not going to complain about luck, are we? Of course not. Yeah, we're actually still a little bit off. Let's see. Okay, let's turn this off. We try to intercept it with a Holman transfer. 5 hours. I mean, we can afford that. 158, we can afford that. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it this way. And there's really no reason not to. Still gonna leave us in an orbit, right? Yeah, so. We can do it kind of the cheaty way. It's not really a cheaty way, but it kind of is. Feels like it is. Oh, let's turn that off. Let's get to the node. We have 2,500 to get home, which is freaking way more than we need. Guys, we're doing it. Thing is, they are going to die of asphyxiation shortly. So they probably won't make it all the way home. But I feel we validated most of the systems. So I don't know how much we can really complain about that, you know? A little bit of asphyxiation. What can we do about that? Okay. We're gonna burn here with our RCS to get us as close as possible. Then within less than 100 meters would be great. There we go. We're within 100 meters. Let's go to target. And let's bring our boy home, shall we? Okay, as we get closer. As in, like... now. We're gonna kill our target velocity. Like that. Finish it off with RCS. Yeah, to be honest, we probably do not want to lower our RCS numbers at all. Because it seems to me that we're pretty close. Okay, let's point where we need to be, which is at our target. We will enable fly-by-wire, and we will begin our approach. So we want to quickly cancel out any target velocity that we might have. I want to get this prograde vector right onto our target. Just move it just like that. And we can begin our approach. Okay, just like that, we're going to be within 100 meters. So we can warp until we're getting closer. Just like that. We can get even closer, actually. Okay, there we are. We are 90 meters away. So at this point, we're going to try and kill our target velocity. Just like that. And we're going to go get our boy. Alright, let's burn in. Okay, slow ourselves here. I'm going to cancel out any velocity we might have. I turn this off. We're going to switch to our leader module. This actually still has some food and stuff on it, but not enough to make us live. So, yeah, we're going to set that as our target. We're going to enable fly-by-wire. We're going to go RCS, and we're going to bring us home. So let's align ourselves best we can. Put ourselves in the docking mode. We're in a bit of a weird attitude here, but that's okay. Plenty of reaction control on this thing to make it happen. We actually have extra fuel we could have used to dock if we needed to. Wonder if it's worth using that 300 meters per second for our escape burn. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. It's hard to tell. Okay. To the left, to the left. Let's get that lined up. Just like that. And then we will translate upwards. Begin to come forwards. Drifting a little bit. Contact, but not the best contact. Let's try and fix that. And docking. Let's freaking go. We are doing very good. We are doing very good. Alright, transfer back to Lunar Gemini. Undock. Goodbye. And let's come home. So we're gonna burn like right here. Yeah, we got more performance than we need for sure. Yep, something like that I think looks good. Let's burn until we're going to re-enter. I think 60 is probably good. Got our maneuver. You are not aligned with Violet. Yeah, I told you, Van. It's so clutch for the early game. It's insane. Okay, we've settled where we need to be. Let's warp until our burn. Just like that. Settle our fuels. And let's come home, baby! Oh, this is amazing. Call me crazy, guys. But we might have a lunar-capable vehicle in our hands. That's all I'm going to say. But this was pretty much a full flight rehearsal. And we seem to have done it. We need to adjust ourselves here a little bit. So we overburnt that a tiny bit, a smidge. That's fine. We have the fuel for it. Let's come in at something like, I don't know, 65. Alright guys, we're coming home. Like I said before, they are going to die. Because they're going to run out of oxygen. So, you know, RIP them. Yeah, I know you guys are running out of oxygen. I'm sorry. There's nothing I can do to help you. Yeah, they're dead. Yeah, they died. Nothing we can do about that, guys, you know. Sometimes shit happens. Okay, we're going to orient ourselves for re-entry. We'll throw whatever extra fuel we have in our descent stage at it. Just like that. So, RAP Keith and Theodore. They're both dead. But it's a sim. We just need to add more oxygen. We already knew that. So, we're going to burn whatever we have to slow ourselves down. Seems like a good idea. Okay. What just happened? We need to get pointing towards retrograde right away. Okay. Well, the crew would have survived that. Probably. Yeah, the G's might have made him pass out a little bit, but we would have survived. Let's validate the parachutes. And that's it, guys. Parachutes seem to work. Okay, well, it works. We did it, guys. We have a vehicle that is capable of completing our lunar orbit. Or our lunar landing, actually. January of 1958. We have a year to do it. To be honest, I don't know if we pull that off. There's only one way to find out. We need to finish all that, and we need to build up money as fast as we possibly can. Because we do not have the money to build this vehicle right now. So, we're going to skip the halfway through 1968. Oh my goodness, we should have been training them on Lunar Gemini this entire time. Okay. Oh, and it's only going to take them 35 days because they already know how to do Gemini. Ah! Okay, cool. Okay, we're good on that. We have 300,000 in there and 1 million in there. I think that's enough. Guys, we're going to beat the US to the moon. I'm starting to believe. I'm very slightly starting to believe. Where is it? Saturn. How much do we need? Never mind. We are still shy $1 million. Yeah. We are still shy. That doesn't mean it's over, though. I mean, it's a little bit over, but it might not be over. We need to double this quick. Just want to make sure we have enough for that. Okay. Can we tool it? Yes. We can. we need 1 million more funds to unlock this thing. Basically, or we need 800,000 more funds. Okay, how long is that going to take us to get? We're going to gain 1 million funds this year. We're going to gain 100,000 a month. And we're going to get some unlock credit. So I think we're going to be okay. I can't lie. I mean, the only thing is we need to fill this launch pad up with engineers, which we are not going to have time to do. So I don't know how long it's going to take to build that rocket. Let's get done with this. And then let's get him on training on the Mark 1 landing can. It's going to take 128 days. That'll be done by 1968. That's fine. Okay. We're not at retirement risk for either of them. Okay. Let's see how far we make it here. We need to have about 1 million. A little bit over 1 million, actually. I think we can just warp to this being done. Because this is going to cuck us for the future, but for now we can do this. We don't have any more research to do right now. We're going to fire like a lot of our research staff because that will give us even more money. So we need to hit 800K here. I know we need to hit 1 million. We basically need to hit 1 million, yeah. We need to hit like 1.3 or like 1.1. Okay. January of 1969. We have half a year to build this rocket. We needed to fix something, didn't we? Before we do anything. There was something wrong. It's this. Okay. Don't need to tool that. Well, that's gonna kill us, guys. We forgot to modify the pad. We are gonna miss it by like 6 months. But unfortunately, I don't think we're going to beat the Americans. Because this is going to take 200 days. That's not going to finish until, if we do it at 150%, we do it the maximum we can do it, which is like that. Actually, we can go completely hard on that. Finish it by June. Yeah, let's just get it done. So we can at least put this thing on the freaking pad, right? Unfortunately, guys, we're going to miss it. We're going to miss it by a couple months, it looks like. I mean, we can build it. But we are going to miss it. We're not going to fly this tonight, by the way. We're going to do this tomorrow. How long is this going to take to build? Yeah, it's going to take a year anyway. I mean, we can, you know, fill out the engineers, which will help. We don't need anything in reserve. So, I mean, this will be done a lot quicker than that. But, still. Mission Lunar Gemini. It's going to take 100 days. Let's do it for both of them. Okay. Well, let's see how long it takes us. We are going to go in 1969. We're going to miss it by 6 months, it looks like. Which honestly, you know what? That could be a lot worse. We can also fire this guy finally. And we can take this guy, because there's literally no reason not to. That's going to give us more money. 74 days. Looks like the answer is we are going to be going to the moon in January of 1970. Maybe. Why? Why is this doing this? Keith has training for Lunar Gemini. Why is it not letting me put him on board? Bill. Well, we'll figure this out next time, guys. So, we're ending today at the point where we are launching our moon landing. We are unfortunately going to be late. But we made it. So, we will do that. So, thank you all for watching so much. And we'll be back tomorrow for the moon landing.